Today I get to play with a 3D pen. What? No? Oh. Today I'm playing with a 3D pen. With no glasses. This is Laura's Art Basement. Okay, so I'm playing with a 3D pen. Just to see what it does and see what I can do with it. I'll be doing a complete unboxing, a continuous line drawing, and a 3D build. And I'll leave time links in the description below so you can skip ahead to the parts you want, or you can watch the whole thing. The TECBOSS Intelligent 3D Pen. When you open the box, you see the pen in a plastic divider that separates it from the rest of the contents. This is perfect for storing the pen when not in use. Under the divider, you'll find the rest of the contents. It comes with a stand with a suction cup base that's perfect for holding the pen upright when you're using it or waiting for it to heat up. There's a user manual, complete with diagram and instructions, and a USB power cord with a wall socket adapter. There's also a small clear plastic sheet for drawing, 2 finger protectors, and some sample filament. But I ordered a large spool of 1.75mm PLA filament for a 3D printer, and I just snip off the amount that I need. Okay, let's take a closer look at the pen. It's very straightforward once you look at the directions. At the top of the pen, you'll see where you plug in the power cord and the filament intake, the LED screen with temperature control, the button to load, feed, and pause the filament, the button to unload the filament, and the 2 buttons to speed up and slow down the movement of the filament, and of course, the stand. Plug in the pen, and when the light indicator turns green, it means it's ready to insert the filament. The pen is ready to use when you see the filament reach the nozzle. When I tested the pen, it became obvious that any slight movement was going to leave little jitters in the line of plastic. Drawing with this was going to take a lot of practice. I decided to dive right in and try my hand at a simple continuous line drawing of a cup of coffee. The working speed was fine. It was not too slow and not too fast. But watching the video playback, it's like watching paint dry. So I'll be speeding this part up. Yeah, this is gonna take a lot of practice. Things I have figured out so far. Finding the right speed. Finding the right speed means finding the right combination of the temperature setting, the filament movement, and your hand movement. These 3 things together create the speed. I'm still working on that one. Anchoring the line. You need to make sure that there is enough plastic at the start and the end of a line to keep the plastic in place. It doesn't have to be a lot, just a little bit. Let it cool. If you are layering hot plastic over hot plastic, it will turn into a hot, melted mess. Direction matters. If you are right-handed and you are drawing left, you will smear the line. You will smear the nozzle through the plastic as you draw. You can lift the pen slightly, but then you risk getting a jittery line. The best thing to do is to use the pause button, pick up the pen, turn the drawing in a direction so that you're mostly moving to the right or up and down. Use the pause button. Use the pause button before the end of a line, just a little bit before, to avoid the excess plastic that's already heated and will come out of the nozzle. Now I'm going to draw separate flat pieces and connect them together in a technique called joining or welding with the plastic. At the beginning here, you see me drawing in real-life time. In a second, I will be speeding up the video so it won't be quite so painful to watch, but I wanted to give a sense of what the actual speed of the drawing was like. For me, the biggest challenge was actually controlling the pause button, whether it's the way I was holding the pen or the fact that sometimes I would press the button to start the filament movement and I would forget to release it, but then when I wanted to press pause, I had to release it and then press it again, and that would cause jitters or cause too much plastic to extrude from the nozzle. I ended up putting my drawings under a piece of glass and drawing on top of the glass. You can also use wax paper or any clear plastic that won't melt under the heat of the nozzle. You only need a small amount of the plastic to glue the two pieces together. You don't want to use too much or you risk melting or deforming the pieces you've already made. The next technique I'm going to talk about is using the pen over a 3D object. This technique allows you to get curves and shapes that you might not otherwise be able to achieve. The 3D object that you use has to be something non-porous. It could be glass or metal or even plastic, so long as it's not something that will melt under the heat of the nozzle. For the 3D build, I'm moving on to something a little bit stronger than coffee. I'm making a margarita glass using the techniques I talked about. I will be combining drawing a flat object with drawing over a 3D object and gluing them together using the joining or welding techniques. Rather than completely cover the object, I'm choosing to do what I like to call a scribble technique. I think it's important to remember that this is a 3D pen and not a 3D printer, and you'll never get a perfectly smooth surface using a 3D pen. The only way to achieve a smooth surface would be to spend hours sanding down your object. Instead, I'm trying to embrace the qualities of the materials that I'm using. Okay, it's time to speed things up. You can support my channel by subscribing so YouTube will share it with more people. If you like this video, please give it the thumbs up, and if you ring that bell, you'll be notified each time I post a video. Notice I'm not joining the two ends of the margarita glass. That way the plastic will be easy to remove. To create the stem of the glass, I'm wrapping the plastic all the way around a paintbrush handle. To make sure that the stem can support the top of the glass, I'm adding some straight lines to the stem to reinforce it. Once the plastic is removed from the glass, I hold the seams together and use the scribble pattern to glue the two ends together. I used the pen to draw a flat drawing of the base, and I did that on the glass just so that I would get the right size. And now it's time to join all the pieces together. All that's missing is a little garnish. Subscribe to be notified when a new art video is posted. And don't forget to hit the like button if you enjoyed this video.